What's up, DD family? It's your boy Davon.
It's your girl, Tasia.
And today is a special day because it's me and Tasia's 3-year wedding anniversary. So, y'all notice we're in a different place. Y'all probably seen another video. We're at the Gold House for the night. And then today's video is going to be a story time about we went to Gatlinburg about a month ago?
We went July 16th.
July 16th. Yeah, well, y'all see it because y'all probably already seen the tour.
Yeah.
So, man, that trip was crazy. Like, I don't even know where to start.
I'm trying to think of what happened first.
So the reason so let's start from the very beginning. So the reason we went there again is because the first time we tried to go, like in April or something, we tried to go in April, but they had a forest fire. So they told us, like, as soon as we got there, they was like, y'all can't stay in the cabin, so we had to get a hotel. We had to get a hotel the first couple of nights, and then we came back home. So we planned to come back the last time we just went, which was a month ago, and we actually got to stay in our cabin, and it was dope. So that's why we went down there. This is part of Tasia's family getaway.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you call it. Her daddy planned the trip and everything, and it was perfect for the most part.
Yeah, it was fun the second time around. The first time around, we should have did a story time with that because the first time around was a mess.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad though. I think I put a clip in there of like our balcony view with the river flowing down.
No, I'm talking about like just trying to get somewhere. Remember?
Oh well, yeah, because it was a forest fire and we couldn't stay in our cabin. It was hard for us to find a hotel
because we basically had to find something last minute. We had to find a hotel last minute.
And we're not the only person because there's that whole like little area that we was gonna stay in. They had to evacuate everybody, so everybody was looking for a hotel in the next area.
So it was a mess.
Yeah, especially for the days that we went in, which was affordable because some of those places was expensive just for a couple nights.
I like the place we stayed in was kind of expensive, and it wasn't even.
The place we stayed in was nice.
You think so?
The first time or the second time?
The first time.
Oh, the first time? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that place that we did stay in the first time was expensive. The second time around last month, that place was dope.
Yeah, our last video, that place was real nice.
So, we drove down there, and it took about like 4 hours or so. It would always take about 4 hours to get to Gatlinburg. And it was cool. Going there straight, no problem. And we had to go up this big-ass mountain. Like, driving up the mountain, I know Taylor was in the passenger seat, but like, it's steep. And I don't know if y'all used to driving up like steep mountains, but it was scary. Plus, it had no rails and stuff, and then like there was birds out there that we seen like when we was leaving and stuff. But driving up there, it's steep up the mountain. And then when we had to park there at the parking garage, not the parking garage, in the driveway.
Yeah, that was
the driveway, like it was like this, like no joke. And I drive the Challenger. That was hard to park that car there. What else? It was just.
I think that was
the first day. It was calm. Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
And then was it the second day?
Mm-hmm.
We got stuck.
Yeah.
It was the second day. So what did we do that day?
That day is when we walked the strip and stuff. The first day we just chilled and we got little groceries and stuff.
Yeah.
Then the second day we actually went on the strip, and then it was 3 different cars. So it was me and Davon in one car, then my sister and her boyfriend in another car, and then my daddy and my other siblings, and my daddy's car. So some people was ready to go back to the cabin. Some people wanted to stay on the strip. So me and Davon, we ended up going? Yeah, we stayed.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no, we was on our way back, but we had to stop to get groceries.
Yeah, we had to stop to get more groceries.
So that we was right behind my daddy. My daddy and them, they had started going back. And then my daddy was like, well, can y'all stop at the store and then grab whatever we needed for dinner that night? And then, so they can go ahead and go. Because my daddy, he already knew that it was about to start raining. So.
Yeah, mind you, when we was stopped at the store, it wasn't raining. It just looked like the sun was setting, but you could tell it was going to rain eventually.
Yeah. And then we got the groceries and stuff, and then like we was on our way back to the cabin, and then it just started. I think once we hit the
TV off. They could probably hear the TV.
Oh yeah, y'all got to.
I'm sorry, DD family.
But yeah, it's like soon as it started sprinkling, but it's like soon as we hit the mountains, like getting like high up in the mountains, it started raining just real.
Nah, even before that. So when we was leaving the grocery store, we put in the GPS how to get back to the cabin.
Yeah,
and then like in those mountains and stuff, it ain't no service for real. So since we've been there a few times, and that same day, since we left out, we knew which way we left out to come back, and we left out like on the strip of, was that Gatlinburg? We left out on the strip of Gatlinburg, and I knew that was probably the best way to go, but the GPS, when we was coming back home at that night, it told us to come back like
a different way,
the back way, take a shortcut, but it wasn't no shortcut. And then we taking the way, never seen these roads, sharp turns up a mountain, like straight up. It was so scary. You could see like over the edge. We was high up in the mountain, and then the GPS. First it started thunderstorming at first. Was it raining and then the GPS messed up, or did the GPS mess up and then it started raining?
The GPS messed up first, then it started raining.
Yeah. So imagine we lost at the top of a mountain, no GPS, and it's pouring down. Like it was pouring down. I think I put a video on her too, showing the rain. Did I put a video on her on this channel? I can't remember if this channel was my channel, but it was pouring down so hard. And we're on the top of a mountain, lost, with no GPS, not knowing where to go.
And I was about to, when I like started getting frustrated, I'd be ready to start crying. And I was trying not to get mad at Devon, even though it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it wasn't even my fault.
I was just getting mad at everything.
And then I was getting
gonna be stuck up there.
I was getting nervous myself because I'm like, oh shoot, like.
It reminded me of like a movie.
Bad. Yeah, it reminded me straight up like a movie.
I kept thinking, what if we gotta get out and just walk to somebody's house?
Yeah, just imagine like in a movie. Like put yourself in a movie. Imagine you going on like a trip to the cabin in the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And then you lose GPS signal, and then it starts like thundering. And we're in a sports car, so I'm not supposed to be going up no mountain, especially in a thunderstorm, in a sports car. That ain't no. I felt like at any moment the back tires was gonna start spinning, and then we wouldn't be able to keep going up the mountain. I thought that like we was gonna start sliding and then we'd be stuck. I kept thinking about that the whole time. I was like, if we fell off. Oh, one time when we was leaving the cabin, you remember so the driveway was super steep at the cabin. I remember one time we was leaving, it was that day, to go out, and I think you did the slingshot and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I remember when I was pulling out the cabin, there's no guardrails, the streets is real narrow. I remember my tire came off the thing. Remember, like, we almost, like, drove over a little bit leaving out? Like, my front tire, like, kind of went off the mountain when I was pulling out of the cabin. That could have been bad, too. So,
we eventually found our way back.
Yeah.
We had to, like, we basically tried to, like, backtrack. We had to, like, go back and try to remember, like, how we...
Like, where we started at, pretty much.
Basically.
But yeah, we ended up coming, when we got back to the cabin, it took us like probably like 30 minutes, just been stuck on top of a mountain in a thunderstorm. And then eventually it slowed down, and then we was able to drive a little bit better. But I was still scared going down the mountain, you know what I'm saying, when it was wet. So we came from the cabin the back way. So to make a long story short, we got stuck at the top of a mountain in a thunderstorm with no phone service. And then
before we started coming back home. Oh, the birds in my daddy's house.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the birds.
So, like, we've been to Tennessee a lot, but, like, we never see birds there. But this last time, when we just went last month, we seen birds, like, everywhere. Like, it was just, well, I guess it is normal, but we just never catch them. But we seen a whole bunch this time. And then, I guess, that same night when we got stuck, my daddy left his car doors unlocked. And that morning, I was washing dishes. Me and my daddy was up, and I was washing dishes. And my daddy, he looked out the window, and he was like, "Oh, S," he said, what he say? He said, "My car doors is open." And first, I thought he was playing, and then I just stopped washing dishes, and I was like, "Huh?" And like, first thing that came to my head is like somebody's messing with us or something like that. But I didn't think of it to be a bird. So I looked at the window, and his passenger door was open, and then the back passenger door was open. And then he went out there. Well, I had to go get Davon because he didn't want me to stand out there like with him while he wanted somebody to watch him basically. Yeah. So he went down there, and it turned out that a bird opened his doors, and he left them unlocked.
Yeah, the reason we know it was a bird is because it had mud on the door. Like when we went out there and checked out the car, he had mud like on the side of both handles, and it was like a little bit of mud like on the side of the seats and right there on the inside of the door, like on the door handle.
He's lucky he didn't have no food in there.
Yeah, he's lucky.
So yeah,
luckily that the bird didn't go up in it.
Yeah, that
just
too.
Chill out for the night.
So if y'all go to Tennessee, y'all better make sure y'all keep your doors locked because the birds be getting into cars.
Yeah, and they get in all the
I didn't even know
cans.
they could be doing all of that until that happened.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't know that. But everybody done seen videos and stuff like birds like messing with cars.
Yeah, you just wouldn't expect it to happen like to you.
Yeah, you like, oh, that's actually real. And so then,
trying to think what else, anything else.
that was pretty much the last day. Then Tasia and them did the slingshot. Y'all did
Yeah.
the slingshot. And then, the slingshot, if for y'all that don't know what it is, they got it at all the amusement parks. But it's like these two poles that go straight up and down, and attached to it in like a V shape is like a bungee cord. And then you sit in it in like a ball, like with your harness on. So Tasia and her daddy did that. Ain't no way. So they done got this little ball. That thing shot them up in the air and start bouncing and stuff. Nah, I was.
Well, I've always said I wanted to do it. Then I'd be seeing videos on YouTube.
And she kept trying to tell me to do it. Nah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it with me.
Have that.
And then my daddy was like, "Come on, Tasia, let's do it." And I thought he was just playing.
I'm surprised he did it.
And then, yeah, me too. And then, this was the first day. And then the second day when we was on the strip, he was walking toward it, and I was like, "Oh shoot, this is the first thing he's trying to do."
Yeah.
So that's the first thing me and him did. I just went ahead and did it, just to face my fear.
So you did it. You and your daddy did it, and then Mia and some
my sister Mia and
some lady walked up. She wanted to do it too. So we watched them do it, and it was alright. And then me, Dez, Jada. Was it us three? Me, Dez, and Jada?
Yeah, I did go-karts.
We did go-karts. We did a couple of different like little places of go-karts. They played some arcade games up there. They had a mechanical bull up there too, but ain't nobody do it. Would you ever do one?
Yeah,
I kind of want to try one, but do men do mechanical bulls?
I think so.
I ain't never seen a video of a man on a mechanical bull. That might be tight. Tight sauce. I don't know. It is. I don't know.
I think that's all that happened before, like.
And so yeah, so that's pretty much how the trip went for the most part. But then coming home, it's another story. So when we leaving, we seen a bird leaving, running across the street right in front of us. And then we got back on the highway. We was driving for a little bit. So what had happened was when we was leaving, everybody split up, did their own thing. One car they left earlier than everybody because they didn't want to go out to eat with us. It was Nisi.
Yeah, we stopped.
Tasia's sister, she didn't want to go out to eat with us.
We stopped to get breakfast when we was on our way home.
So yeah, they was probably way ahead of us. And then us in our car, and then your daddy and them.
Yeah.
They was in another car, and I said like I gotta get gas. And we stopped and got gas. They went ahead and left. So we got off to a late start behind everybody. So then, as we on our way on the highway, Tasia's like falling asleep. She's in and out of it, and I'm just driving, listening to my music, just getting up doing the highway. And then out of nowhere, I started feeling the car like kind of like shaking a little bit. It was like rocking. Like I was like, Tasia didn't feel like that at first, did it? And like he was like, no, it didn't feel like it was like the car was like shaking. And I didn't know if it was like the highway or what. But I'm getting up doing the highway. I'm doing like probably like 90. I think I hit 100 a few times. I was going no slower than like 80 most of the time coming back, unless like we was like going around turns and stuff in the mountains. But when we're on the highway, it's shaking and stuff. And out of nowhere, you just heard like a loud pop. Like it started shaking hard, like to the point where Tasia was like she was woke, and then it was just like, it's like why is it shaking? Like it's like hopefully it stopped. But it started doing that when we was like an hour away from Louisville, like an hour away from the house.
Mm-hmm.
So out of nowhere, it was a loud ass pop. You know what I'm saying? And it was the front tire. The front tire just blew out on the highway. But luckily, we was close to an exit. So we was right when the tire blew up. I kept driving just a little bit. I slowed down, put on my hazards. I kept driving, and then like an exit was like right in front of us. So I got off the highway, pulled into Speedway. And I just noticed that the tire was flat. It didn't look like it was popped. I just noticed it flat. So I tried to air in it. Mind you, in my car, I didn't get a spare tire, which is BS. I don't have a spare tire in my car. So if it was up to me, I would have just changed the tire out right then and there, got back on the road. But no. So it wouldn't hold no air because it was blown out. I just couldn't tell. And then we had to wait for how long? I'll let you tell it, because Tasia was fired up when it happened. Even though she know it wasn't my fault, but she was getting so mad. I was just like...
when I be high, I just get frustrated.
I was like, at least like we didn't get hurt. The car didn't spin out. Like I was like, you gotta enjoy you gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just came back from a nice vacation. Everything felt good. We had a little flat tire. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah,
but Tasia, she was fired.
No, I was not.
You was fired up when we caught that flat.
No, I wasn't that mad. I got mad when we. Okay, so we was at the gas station waiting. He had to call AAA.
Yeah, AAA is no help.
How long did they say it's gonna be?
They said it's gonna be like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Till they could help us out.
So then we was like, well, I called my daddy and them, and then they came.
And hold on, no, but yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. But same time with AAA, well, while she's on the phone with her daddy, telling him where we at, AAA's talking about they just had to tow the car home, and then only one person in the car with a face mask. There's two of us, so like, you know what I'm saying, that ain't gonna work. And then y'all just gonna tow the car home. That ain't gonna work. But her daddy wasn't too far away from us. When he passed us?
Yeah, he was a little bit past us, but then
he circled back around.
Yeah, and then he ended up finding us. So he sat and waited with us for a little while because we was trying to figure out if we was gonna have to leave. We was gonna have to leave with him and then just leave the car there, get it towed or whatever, back to the house.
We were sitting outside. It was probably like 90 degrees. It was probably sitting out there for 45 minutes, an hour.
And then my daddy, he was kind of in a rush too because he had to go pick up his dogs from a daycare. Yeah. So I wasn't trying to hold him up, but we also wasn't trying to be stuck out there. Yeah. So what happened after that?
I'm just blessed that the tire didn't bust like while we was in Tennessee going through the mountains. Because mind y'all, like I just said, that we was stuck in the mountains in a thunderstorm. Imagine if we would have got a flat tire then. Like, it would have been terrible. So I'm thankful. That's why I really wasn't too mad. I'm glad the tire messed up on my way home, not too far from the house, an hour out. Then in a whole other state in the mountain in a thunderstorm, that would have been terrible. That would have been. Hey, we would have been out there surviving of the fittest. You know what I'm saying?
So after that, Davon, he thought to call, because we was like, we're not about to wait this long for AAA. Yeah. So we was trying to think of some stuff.
So I even asked her daddy if he had a spare tire.
But he said he didn't have one.
He didn't even have a spare tire.
So Davon, he was like, let me see if there's any tire shops around here. And he called one, and they said they was going to call us back. Never called
me back.
So we was like, okay. So he called another one.
And that was big old tires. Y'all just left me hanging.
So then we called this other little tire shop, and they ended up being real close to us. So my daddy, he just followed us to the tire shop.
I had to drive real slow.
And, he had to drive real slow.
It was actually a busy street.
Yeah, it was. And then, we got the
tire shop was probably like, my bad, it was probably like 2 or 3 minutes away, so we didn't have to drive far.
Mm-hmm. So we ended up getting the tire, but that
was a whole process
was
too.
A lot. That's when I started getting mad because the dude. First of all, the dude that was helping us was getting mad because he didn't know what he was doing. So I was getting mad.
One of the workers.
But we eventually got the thing put on there.
No, first, like it was this big deal of because we drive the type of car that we drive, and it's a certain type of tire. We drive the Challenger RT, and it's a 20-inch rim, and it takes a certain type of tire, or whatever, a certain size. So they didn't have none of the size tires that I needed. Like, so I was like, well, what tire will fit on this car for me to get back home? So they gave me a wheel, but it was way too big for the car. Like,
so the car was like tilted.
Yeah, the car was tilted. Like, I had this big, thick old tire, and all my other tires were skinny. So when they put the wheel on, it barely fit. It looked like a truck tire or something. Y'all know how truck wheels, like the tires be like real thick, and then on cars, like they be thin. It was like that. So it barely even fit on the car. And then, so that was a whole thing, like, if they was going to be able to help us or not. Because if they weren't going to be able to help us, we were just going to be stuck. So we just, like, hoping, like, please, I hope that they had a tire. First, they didn't even know if they had a tire.
Desperate at that point.
Yeah, we was real desperate.
Davon was like, just give me any tire.
Yeah, just give me any wheel. Y'all can just give me that wheel that's leaning right there. I don't even care. Just throw that on the car. We have to make it do what it do.
He kept telling them, he's like, just give me something. We're just trying to make it home.
Yeah, I'm just got to out. It ain't got to be the perfect other one. We can order it, or I don't know.
Yeah, they was acting like, come on, y'all say y'all need, like, y'all want the money.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Y'all acting like y'all want to help us.
Y'all want to work. Y'all ain't doing nothing in here anyways. At least get some business. You know what I'm saying? Help some black folk out. You know what I'm saying? So
we ended up getting a tire on there. And once my daddy, he sat around for that.
Yeah, he waited until like he knew that we was gonna get the tire.
Yeah, once he found out that they could help us, he had to leave so he can rush to go get his dogs before a certain time. So then we got it put on there, and we just riding, leaning to the side.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. And then he just had to get him some new tires when we got back home.
Yeah, it was just expensive.
But it was just a lot. That trip was a lot.
That trip was very
It was real fun, but
plus it was like our first like getaway without the kids in a long time.
I'm kind of glad though that stuff happened without the kids, because if they was with us, it would have been even worse.
Yeah, because I know when the kids is hot, they complain about everything.
It would have been bad when it was raining. We was up in the mountains and stuff. They would have started freaking out. And then when we the tire got messed up.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they wasn't with us at the time.
Oh, excuse me. So yeah, there was two things that happened. So yeah, getting lost and then the tire pulling out on the way home. So that was like Gatlinburg story time. Hope y'all liked it. If y'all want more story times, just go ahead and comment below. DM us on Instagram. What's your Instagram name?
Tasia_, TEISIA_.
And man, that's 345. Y'all can DM us on Instagram.
345.
What'd I say?
340 Vaughn.
Yeah, 345 Vaughn. And I just changed it to
So you don't even know.
Yeah.
What's up? Is it about to rain? Oh, they did say it's gonna rain. It's like it's thundering or something.
But yeah, so that's how that trip went. Yeah. Y'all want more videos, go ahead and comment. And like I said, they're gonna have a tour. Hopefully y'all seen the tour video. If that's up first, that's up first.
Yeah, we don't know which one is gonna be
in our little getaway for our anniversary. So go ahead and watch all the old videos and stay tuned for more.
We out. Peace.